Tatum, you're basically arguing that this is within the statutory framework of law. Now, the reason why
the shooting, only
right,
the shooting.
You're saying that's your argument. The argument that you're making is that this happened within the statutory framework of what is legally allowable, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, here's the problem with that. If you believe that laws equate to morality, dear brother, that means you would have to believe that when it was law that black people could not sit where they wanted to sit on the bus, that law equated.
His whole demeanor on the left side is really fucked up. Look at him, the way he's smirking and shit like the shit is funny. There's nothing funny about that lady losing her life.
To morality, when black people could not frequent establishments, could not have the freedom to assemble or the right and access to vote. That was law. That equated to morality. My point to you is, you do not judge, or at least for men like myself, I do not judge a statute or the framework of a judicial ruling in order to determine my morality and ethics as it comes when it comes to people. In addition to that, you're making an argument for the worst among us in policing, and you admit you did not like anything they did. You didn't like none of it. But
he has a point. He has a great point at that. Laws does not equate to morality or does not coincide with it. If something is wrong, then something is clearly wrong. That don't mean you fuck with it just because it's law. Just like he said, it was law that you couldn't ride on the bus in the front, and there was laws in place to where they can legally kill a nigga, kill people. But does that make it right? Does not equate to morality. What's wrong is wrong. And this fuck-ass light-skinned nigga over here with this bullshit smirking and laughing like shit is funny, like he doesn't understand. These the worst type of niggas to be around.
Brother, I hate to bring this home, man. Your mama living, Officer Tatum?
Huh?
Is your mama living?
Yeah, my mama alive.
My mother is not. If somebody did your mother that way in uniform, would you come on my show and defend them?
I'm not defending.
Yes, y'all
people
do, brother. Come on, man.
As if, no, listen, people saying like I'm defending it. Like
would
I'm
you
defending
say
this
what
officer.
you're saying?
I'm
if
saying
this was your mother,
I would say the same thing.
This way,
I would say the same thing because I'm going.
One thing about people you have to understand: a mouth can say anything, but body language says subconscious things that you can't hide. His fucking body language is off. I don't give a fuck what's coming out his mouth, even though it's fucked up. That nigga like that whole ass shit. His whole fucking body language, the smirk, all that shit. Then he say he would be cool about it if the shit happened to his mama.
Off of what the law says,
you would say that if they killed your mama.
If this officer shot my mother after she threw a pot of boiling water at him,
going through a mental health episode, they did not follow protocol. They did not de-escalate. You would still come on television in order to debate that they or that cop.
See what I mean by this body language? Look at this shit. This fuck ass nigga on the left side. Look at this nigga.
Was still legally in the
only
right.
Debating the law. I don't care for this cop, and I don't think that he did everything right. I think that he would have been probably worse off if he would have shot her the way they've been perpetuating it out in the news, that if she was just standing by the stove, she put her hands up and homeboy shot her because he thought she would throw a pot of boiling water. I mean, he would go to prison for the rest of his life. What I'm saying is that things begin to change.
He changed the narrative real quick back to Sonya Massey versus what the individual was asking him about if that happened to his mother, would he feel the same way?
Change when a person throws a pot of boiling water at him. I would have liked to see him do things differently. I would be very upset if that was my mom. I would have been very upset. I wouldn't like. I'm upset that this woman lost her life. I don't think that this should have resulted in that. But
I think he's lying. I think he lying through his bitch ass teeth. That fuck ass nigga is lying.
The law will dictate certain things when it comes to self-defense, and boiling water is a deadly weapon because a person can get.
Boiling water is not a deadly weapon. That's a lie.
Seriously injured, dismembered. I mean, not dismembered, but get seriously injured and pretty disfigured for life.
Sir, it's not considered a deadly weapon. It
is a deadly weapon. According to Illinois law, a boiling pot of water is a deadly weapon.
No, it's not considered.
It
It's
is.
considered. No, sir. Look at the ruling, sir. It's not
I
considered.
know the ruling says, Dr. Ritchie, the ruling says that the water was the deadly weapon and deadly force was justified in that scenario. However, they are arguing that he put himself in a situation that should not necessitate a deadly force. Let me just give you an example.
Brother, let me do this.
Let me just give this quick example real quick.
Tatum, I'm going to let you give me the example, dear brother. But I want you to understand the difference between a deadly weapon, which is categorized by instrumentation, and the use of deadly force. The court made the distinction. You see, the device or the pot itself is not a deadly weapon. They talked about what the officer subjectively believed was the deadly weapon. That was the contextualization of the court, not the category of the pot or of the boiling water.